What is the most powerful trait we have? You need power, speed. Let your imagination do the rest.
Boxing King Media here at the Manchester Box Cup with BENN. Shalom. BENN, quite a big thing this. A lot of good talent out there. Just kind of explain how Boxer and Sky Sports have got involved in this tournament.
Look, it's something that Ed Robinson at Sky has wanted to do for a while. If we're honest, I think he's passionate about using the Sky platform to show the grassroots of the sport, the amateur side of the sport. It's amazing that amateur boxing in the Olympics does such big numbers, but we rarely see it on television anywhere. And there's so much good talent, and the 3 rounds and everything just makes it entertaining. But it's good to be involved. Manchester Box Cup been going now about 3 or 4 years. There's been a lot of box cups all over the country, but for Dave, who started this, it was about getting something big in Manchester. And for me, I know a lot of the people down here, a lot of the gyms that I used to be around. Everyone's out here. It's a national competition, but obviously a lot of Manchester lads as well. For me, it's a heartbeat of boxing. It's good to have something up in the north, and to have Sky behind it is special. And it's finals now, so it's exciting.
Any talent that you've spotted and thinking I might have to get my checkbook out for this one?
I'm not going to say anyone because there's a lot coming up to me today. And it's amazing because you see so many fighters now, so many more amateurs than there were, even I'd say 5 years ago. So many fighters, both female and male, that genuinely have that dream now to become professional. But this isn't just about the guys that turn pro. This is about the guys that are in the gym, changing their lives, changing their communities, being involved in the community. It's the cheapest sport in the world to start. You don't have to have a lot of money. You can be from wherever, and the amount of gyms that are taking kids off the street now and being involved, as I say, the numbers are enormous. And that's what it's about. Hopefully there's a couple of stars that come out of it, but I think the competition and seeing so many lads and females out here enjoying it on a big stage like this, excited to actually get on Sky Sports as well. So it's unbelievable to see.
Just for clarity, none of these guys have signed up to a boxer deal that they don't know about.
Yeah, they need to bring lawyers with them. No. It's all good. They're too young. They're too young. I know some other promoters that might be signing up kids, but not for us now.
Good stuff. Let's talk about some of the boxing stuff. Quick reaction to Josh Taylor last night. I don't know if you saw the fight or not. What did you make of it? Did the right guy win? And what next for Josh Taylor?
Yeah, I think so. Look, Josh has had an unbelievable career. So sometimes maybe when you get to the top of a mountain and become undisputed and achieved everything, maybe it's I don't know. Things obviously haven't gone well since then, but he got to the top of the sport, and not many fighters do that. He'll go down in history. And look at Josh. We know that Josh Taylor at his best wasn't what last night was. So I think everyone knows what the score is there.
We saw Terry Harper retain her world title the other day. She called out Caroline Dubois, saying she's ready for it. What is the situation for that? Because she also said to me she's a free agent, so I don't know how all that works.
Who?
Terry.
Look, there's a fight that I believe is going to happen next. I think it's a no-brainer for both of them. All British unification. It's an exciting fight. Terry could sell a lot of tickets. Caroline is the future star, I believe, of women's boxing and the best lightweight out there. So that fight will happen next, I believe. We've got a date for it. We've got a venue for it. Now it's just about getting it over the line, but I think it happens. I know both girls want it now, so expect that fight to happen next.
A co-promotion with Matchroom, or is it like a...
That'll be up to Terry, whatever, that'll be up to Terry, but look, we're willing to stage that fight.
Adam Azim, what is next for Adam Azim? Keeping rumours of a return fight. Steve Claggett, is he still the name? And when and where can we see an announcement for Adam Azim?
In the next week now. He is a name that's in the running. There's been a lot of opportunities, different shows, and I think we're nearly there now. So this week we should have an announcement on Adam.
Latest on Eubank Jr, BENN, the rematch. Both teams are suggesting that the rematch is definitely happening next. Can you confirm it's definitely happening next? Because we've heard Kell Brook's name get thrown in, Billy Joe Saunders. So you tell me what's happening.
Look, nothing's definite in boxing, as we know, but that was a fight that was agreed and was signed for. It's the biggest fight in British boxing. and so you expect it to happen. It's what the fighters agreed when they first went into the fight. But look, we'll see. Crazy things happen in boxing. There's conversations still to happen. I think they'll happen over the next week or two. Chris is enjoying himself, the #1 star now in British boxing, and he'll make his decision in the next couple of weeks. But I expect it to happen.
The stumbling block, could it be the weight rehydration issue? Is that going to be a stumbling block?
Look, I think everyone needs to be sensible, because ultimately, look, we'll sit down. I think as organisers of the event, we'll sit down with Turki Al-Sheikh, we'll sit down with Eddie Hearn, and we'll make the fight.
Lastly, James Dean Fury's on next in the final. What are you expecting from James Dean Fury?
I've heard a lot. I can see Peter over there. I've heard a lot about him. I think he's a very good fighter. You know, it's early days, but a lot of people speaking really highly of him. Really, really. This isn't sometimes you have brothers and sons and everyone using the name, but this kid's a real deal from what I hear, and so I'm glad to be down here. I want to see some new stars come through in Manchester. You know, it's been a while, you know, for the real big stars, and that's why we're here. Hopefully, it can be the next one.
Last question I've got for you. What were the final pay-per-view numbers on Eubank Jr, Ben? Did they break 1 million?
Still coming in. With the big pay-per-views, especially on Sky, it takes a while to come in. Maybe worldwide, maybe not. We'll see. What I can tell you was enormous, and I think it actually became bigger after the fight than it was before the fight, so the rematch would be even bigger. But yeah, it was huge, and it was an event. I mean, people still stop me on the street today. It was an event and a fight that has really lit the imagination in British boxing again. I really believe that. I think people are talking about boxing because of that fight outside of the sport, and amazing to be involved. Credit to both fighters, and hopefully we see it again.
I promise this is the last one. I forgot to ask you this. If the BENN thing doesn't go through, if there's an issue over the weight, because they've said they don't want him to fight a middleweight, realistically, the pay-per-view options appear to be KELL, BROOK or Billy Joe Saunders. Which one would you kind of target out of them two?
It's hard to say because which one's really ready to fight.
I spoke to KELL and he said, I spoke to him yesterday, he said, show me the money.
I've spoken to them both in the past. It's all right saying you want the fight. That's another thing getting in the ring. Let's see you start a camp. Both possibilities, but both have to be ready and fit and available. Look, Chris will fight once more this year, and it's going to be in a major fight, and then we want Canelo, so we'll see who that is.
Ben Shalom, thank you, and enjoy the rest of the box club. Thank you.
What is the most powerful trait we have? You need power, speed. Let your imagination do the rest.